This is really fun. Well, I think it's really
I
fun.
love
That's
this.
cool. This is a wreath, a circle. You can call it the circle of life. You can make up names
I
for
love
things
that
or
for
something.
weddings.
But
Oh my
again, just
God.
something that's really cool, very fun, a little more complicated. We're going to use the decorative wire. God, there's so many cool things in the industry now for us to use with all the different beads and gems
Oh,
and
isn't it
wires.
great?
Oh God, it's so much fun. You're like, ooh, you don't even know what to do.
know.
You get so excited. I also want to mention that I don't think we've mentioned before is that a man's boutonniere should always be worn on the left side. So remember where your heart is, always on the left side. If you're the wearer, it's on the left side. That's very, very important. Now, a woman, that doesn't always stand. Typically, you would place the corsage on the left side, the pin-on corsage on the left side as well. But they let it kind of go as an accessory, so it would be a complement to whatever they're wearing. So even maybe if they had a dress that had a big scarf or something with it over here, you wouldn't put the flower there. You would stick it on the other side. So a woman's corsage can be worn anywhere and on any wrist. If it's a wrist corsage, you can go on the left or the right, wherever they're more comfortable. I always ask when I go to set up a wedding for the grandmothers, okay, which wrist would you like this on, where you're more comfortable? They kind of don't really know, but they'll give you one. But the boutonniere, always.
I usually ask them if they're
On the
right or
left.
left-handed.
Really?
I do. I
That's
don't know
kinda
why,
good.
but I do.
That's a good thing. So we're going to create this one. It's kind of fun. We'll get this together. I'm going to sit this down on the table now. Kind of fun. This is one of the decorative aluminum wires, as we were talking about all the neat
And this
things that
isn't
you have in the
this
industry.
this one isn't that thick gauge. I don't know if you can tell that in the
Right.
DVD, but it's a thinner gauge, not the big.
It's a much thinner one. And we're just going to take some. Kind of like when you're cooking, you're using like a little pinch or a smidgen. Well, we're going to use some, whatever some is.
I love that.
Some. It's the some. And we're just going to kind of make a little wreath and
Very simple. That's really cool.
we're going to bend some of the wires around. You want to make sure you don't have any rough edges exposed that will hurt your client. You don't want it to snag on the dress or anything like that. I'm going to open the bottom a little bit just to create kind of like, I guess we'll call it maybe like a little basket in the bottom.
Gives
See
it
how
depth,
when we
yeah.
made, it's got like a little bed, kind of, little boat kind of bed that you can set the little hypericum in. So we'll do the same.
That looks good.
And then we're going to take another gauge of the spool wire. This is the metallic spool wire, and it's in that great apple green. And we're going to thread hypericum. Okay, this is important as well. When you're going to thread or bead anything, you need to make sure there is no foliage. I've seen people leave that on. You can't properly thread it, so you have to take off everything. The stem and all the foliage has to come off. And then through the bottom, you're going to take that wire and just place it right through there and right out the top. And there's no rhyme or reason to how much you want to have or how big. Again, it's the wearer. Is this person someone who likes things a little understated, or is it someone that's very flamboyant and they want something exaggerated? So it kind of depends. You have to ask questions. You know, what is the occasion for this flower that the person's going to be wearing? Also, if you'll notice, the pieces we've made, they can be worn by a man or a woman.
Yeah,
And that's kind
that's
of the
really
beauty of that.
important because
It doesn't matter. Unless, to me, it's got a bow on it. I think a guy can wear it unless it's a little too big. But again, if he's a big man, he can carry it off.
well, I would wear this one for sure. This is a fantastic one to be kind of trendy, especially for grad season. I'm only 21. Nobody
I'm
believes me
not.
every time I say that. I try though.
You could pass for that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so then we're going to cut this off. So we've got some of the hypericum, and it's that simple. It's like doing cranberries on your Christmas tree.
Oh,
And it
isn't
can be
that
different
fun?
colors. You know, there's the bright green, there are brown, there are red, there are different colors of
Yep.
hypericum. So again, what is it for? What color is the outfit, pantsuit, dress, tuxedo that the person is wearing? And all these are important questions that you need to ask. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't just assume everyone's the same and they all want the same thing. We're not. We wear different clothes. We like our hair different color. We like different everything in life. And then we're just going to kind of, there's no real rhyme or reason. Just kind of twist it around and have a little bit of fun with it. Actually, I think I need to put some in that bed we discussed. So I'm going to pull some more down on that wire.
Ooh.
And just kind of lay them right down in there. And wrap it around. The beauty is it's wire. It's very pliable. It's really easy to move.
Whoever
Lots
came
of
up with
fun.
decorative wire was a genius.
I know it. It wasn't me,
Wasn't you?
oddly enough. Nope.
Well
Isn't
served.
that cool?
Company well.
And again, you can stop at any point or keep embellishing it depending on what you want to do, how much you're charging for this particular little wreath. And then we're going to take some bear grass just to add a little bit more of your fresh product. Getting one piece or two pieces, it doesn't really matter. Then we have another spool wire, and this is called bullion, and it's a lot easier to bend and move. Now the bullion, you would not be able to pierce through the hypericum. If you wanted to do that, you have to first take a pin and make a hole in the bottom of the hypericum, and then you'd be able to insert it into the bullion. But it's really kind of hard, and I'm all for fast and easy.
Yeah, that's time consuming. Time is
So,
money.
This is your bullion wire, and we're just gonna kind of wrap it around the top there of your two, or actually the end of your bear grass, and you're just gonna go all the way down by wrapping it around, kind of like the stripes on a candy cane.
That's a good way of describing it.
Mm-hmm. Pinch off that end, and then you're going to go back down one more time. Just another element. It's fun to have different textures in your boutonniere and corsage work, just as you do in your floral arrangements in your shop every day. Different elements, different textures. It makes them more exciting and more appealing.
And you know, this whole bear grass thing, you could definitely do that and then put it into an arrangement and do something with it in that, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just for this, so think of those kind of ideas when we do any of
True.
this.
All the same elements and principles that you have in design apply to your corsage work as well. Your scale, your proportion, color, everything is so important. Okay, then we're just going to, I don't know, just kind of loop it around here and there. Just let it happen. And it's just a different texture. It makes it kind of fun.
That looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Even if we do say so ourselves.
Well, aren't you always your own worst critic when you're saying, actually, that looks pretty good? That you know it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm my own worst critic. I'm always so fussy. But that looks perfect.
And then to keep the product, and it does have the wire in it, so you can kind of move it a little bit. And then we're going to take some more of the bullion. This I'm going to pull off because I can't fit the spool through the center of my little wreath. So I'm just going to wrap it around kind of like a little bread twister to get it started. Oh, it's looking so cute. I can't even hardly stand it.
It is
Isn't
so
that cool?
cute. I love the bear grass.
Goodness, that is really awesome.
Because look how it comes. I wish you could see it. It comes out a little bit, and it gives that whole thing depth and interest.
I was going to say it's got that depth, just as you would do in your floral arrangements in your store. Makes it more exciting. This one looks better than the first sample. I love the way the bear grass is kind of just looping all through it in a wispy kind of way.
Yeah, I love that. It's very whimsical.
There you go. Whimsical look. And then I'm just adding a little bit of the bullion just because it kind of shimmers with the light when you put it on for a party or an event. Again, you've got to ask what's it for. If this was for somebody who was wearing a boutonniere to a funeral, you wouldn't want to get all jazzed up, so you have to... You know what it's looking like? One we're going to do in a minute. It's a dream catcher.
Yeah, it does.
And again, it's the wire, so you can just bend it right off, and there you go. You got your nice little hypericum berry wreath or ring. And again, it's suitable for anyone. This can be worn by a male or a female, and that is the beauty of the body flowers that we're doing for you today, as they can be worn by anyone.
I would wear that.
Me
I
too.
love it. I think
Oh,
that's
gosh.
fantastic.
All right,
Very cool.
Enjoy. Can't
Very
wait to see what
cool.
you do.